to my question. Is good my level? Is enough? Yes or no? So I no need to be afraid before, and I no need to be not satisfied after if I don't pass. This kind of approach, I think, is really honest, and the answer we receive is not only for the judgment, but also by our opponent. We have in front an opponent that have same our level, same our problem. So is the answer we have from the attitude we have during the fight, during the shy, during the examination with our opponent. So if I do my best, maybe I can pass. If I'm afraid and my attitude is to block the action of my opponent, I cannot show nothing. First of all, I must show. This don't mean, especially for low level, to make it point, but to show my level, my quality of study until now. This is, I think, is a good approach. If we think, oh, I must do it more, I'm too much focused on, I must do something. No. In this moment, we must show. So the work goes back. In this moment, we must show. Training, preparation. In this moment, we must show. Then, after the answer I give back from the judgment, from my opponent practice and so. After that, I have a new point to work for new job, for new examination, or for try again the same examination if I fail. I think if we put this in mind, approaching of the examination is the best condition, and maybe we are a little less afraid for the examination. Huh? Okay, only this.
Thank you very much for your very interesting thoughts. Are there any questions, maybe? Something you would like to ask the panel? Basically, the panel. Yes, please.
I have a weird one, I guess. I have a weird, maybe, question. And it boils down to how many times have all of you failed? So, how many times have all of you failed up to your Nada?
Where do we start?
For all examination only Nada. Or Shodan first time, Nidan 2 times, Sandan 3 times, Yondan 3 times, Godan, Rokudan first 3 times for Naradan.
First time for Shodan, Nidan, Sandan, Yondan, Godan. Then for Rokudan, I failed 6 times in 1 year and a half. And for Naradan, I failed 7 times in 2 years. So every time I had the opportunity, I would go for the exam because I said, this is the time. And not wait and moan and I will be better next time. I felt I had to go. And that was also part of the process. So.
Shodan Nidan the first time, third time 3 times, and the 4th time, 5th time, 6th time the first time, and 7th time 3 times.
I was lucky. I passed all the grades in first time.
Shodan, Nidan, Sandan, Yondan, Godan first time, and Rokudan 2 times, on my second time, because I got drunk on the first time. And I was very ashamed of myself. And Nanadan first time, which shocked me. I was really surprised, but Hachidan now 4 times, and still it's a mystery. So yeah, eventually we're all going to hit a wall, right?
I was being very lucky like Marcus till now, but in my heart I know I will fail myself a couple of times, even in the past. So even if that happened to pass every session, I know each examination is what you are able to what you are able to show for that commission on that day. So maybe changing elements of commission or partner, the same person, the same day can have a different score. No? So it's important what you take in your heart over the final score from the commission, in my opinion.
Do we have any other questions, maybe? Nobody dares. Okay, so let's move to the next topic. I will invert a little bit the themes because it's kind of more, there's more connectivity between the first one and the second one, and this is kata. Right? This is another question which you are usually asked, or is part of your exams. This is kata practice, right? And usually younger people with lower grades, when they start doing kata, there's all the older ones. That matter. There's always this question: why do I have to do kata? Is there a purpose to it, or they don't see that point, or if they can skip it, there's a tendency for them to skip it as well, right? So I was hoping to hear, obviously, your opinions about the importance of kata. Obviously, we are limited in time, so it will have to be kind of short and just a little, but maybe to give your thoughts about why is it important today we can going more in a sport-like direction. So why is it important to do it? So we'll go back to the roots, to the origins, and what are the benefits? So yeah, we can do it. We can do that this way.
Okay, tonight, of course, it's a never-ending story when we talk about kata. And actually, we can talk about Kion no kata, Ken no kata, so it's even longer. But what is useful, in my opinion, take on side, of course, culturally and historical things. To my opinion, practice with Bokto is really useful to improve our quality, even during Sugoi. So how I move, if I cut, the feeling of cutting or not, how I control, so what became Sae with Shinai, it's a very practical part, in my opinion, in kata, immediately easy to check. And second point, to my opinion, even more important, is the quality of breathing. I think Kendo is the only one martial art that include kata in making with the partner. No? The major part of other martial art is only one alone, imaging situations and opponents around. So the quality of breathing improves the quality of your halo, the quality of your relationship with the partner, and is on the breathing quality is based on the balance of that person, and so the balance of the challenge. And if you are able to bring this kind of training, so the breathing training, you really feel much better with Shinai as well. And during examination again, because you take under control your body, your emotions, and not delete, under control. It's different. It's good to have emotions, but it's not good if them are going everywhere out of your hands. Breathing is really, really important practice that I have during kata, and I try to bring in Shinai training as well.
The significance of kata in Kendo, it cannot be overstated, but it is very underrated. And living in Japan for the last 30 years, you would be amazed at how bad people are at kata in Japan. Because they do not take it seriously. Because they don't, when I say they, of course I'm generalizing, but many people do not see the point. Because it's no fun. It's much more fun to have shiai and be competitive and hit each other, right? But it really is, the longer that you do Kendo, the longer that you do it, the more you start to realize, wow, this is pretty goddamn cool, actually. And you've got to look at the reason why the kata was created. It was created exactly 110 years ago in Japan, 1912. It is not. 2022. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So 110 years ago, the reason that it was created was because Kendo was going to be taught as a physical education subject in schools throughout Japan. But everybody who was teaching Kendo at the time, they had completely different style. So they wanted to have something standardized and common, which teachers could use to pass on something that is standard everywhere. And the kata was designed for education. And the educational aspects or pillars of the kata include 1, the philosophy of Kendo, 2, the technical aspects of Kendo, and 3, the theoretical aspects of Kendo. And it might not seem obvious when you're just going through the motions, especially because you have an examination tomorrow and you have to remember them. But, in my years of training in Kendo, I'm starting to realize the more my understanding of Shinai Kendo increases, the more I can appreciate the incredible subtleties of the techniques, when you should apply a technique, how you apply a technique, how you use your body, how you use your breathing, the various seme, that mysterious thing called seme, that even more mysterious thing called tame. It's all in the kata if you look for it. And so as your Kendo experience increases, your actual understanding and appreciation of kata should naturally increase as well. You can't expect children to enjoy kata or anything like that, realistically. But it gets more profound as you get older. One thing I'd like to share with you guys is something I see Walter from New Zealand has just rocked up, and we were very fortunate to have a wonderful relationship with Inoue Yoshihiko Sensei, who passed away a few years ago. He was Hanshi Hachidan, and he was the kata guru in Japan. And when he came to New Zealand, he would use the kata to make us or help us understand the deep philosophy of Kendo. And his teaching, maybe I've talked about this before, I've written about it before, but he believes that all of Kendo, the purpose of Kendo as a philosophy, as a life philosophy, is summarized in the first 3 kata. Okay, 1本目、2本目、3本目. Has anybody heard the story? Would you like to?
Yes.
All right. Okay, so, Fuji Sensei. We have another mic.
Another mic?
Oh, okay. That's your shit. Oh, you want to? Okay. Alright, so, 帯打ち立ち、し立ち、okay, 肩1本目。Yeah, I have to sort of talk. Okay, we go forward. 1, 2, 3. Yeah! Okay, back. Okay, and then we go back again. So, Ippon is pretty clear, isn't it? We both take Jodan. Jodan's a very aggressive kind. It means, it signifies justice. Okay, so this is a philosophical aspect. Jodan means I am correct, I am the upholder of justice. And so we both believe intently in our mission. And I strike, and I'm dead. Right? That's pretty clear because my head has just been split open. Okay, so this is the first stage in Kendo, where you have to learn the techniques of the sword to kill or be killed. Okay, it's basic combat, it's basic military training. It's kill or be killed to fight for your beliefs. Okay, Nihonme. Yeah! Oh! Okay, we both attack each other. Uchidachi.
Sorry.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah!
Okay. I can see Philippi Sensei's head right in front of me. But why do I go for his kote instead? I could very easily.
Yeah!
Oh! In which case I've won again, just like Ippon. Right? So this signifies an evolution of the way that you think. You have memorized, mastered the basic techniques, you have the power now and the ability to kill. But when you get in that situation, you choose not to.
Yeah!
Oh! Okay, he's not dead. He's very injured. Okay, he's going to need a tourniquet. But his ability to fight has been taken away. And I am allowing him to live. Okay, so this is, even though you have the power and the strength, you are able to control it. Okay, some more men. Okay, we both start in this position. Lifting up. Yeah! Oh! Whoa! But not a drop of blood is spilled. There is no contact, right? And then we both look at each other. This is in my face, it's like, holy crap, if I move, he could kill me very easily. We have that split second where our minds connect and we go, okay, peace is good. I like peace. And we go back together. And you can see the progression. And this is very much the philosophy of Kendo, which starts off with Setsunin To, the death-dealing blade. And eventually it evolves into something, a peace-loving attitude, or Katsuin, the life-giving sword. And you can see the progression of something that's become very violent to something that leads on to peace. And this is what Inoue Sensei taught us, was exactly what Kendo was supposed to be. And this is still alive inside the kata. If you care to look for it, there are so many things that you can learn about Kendo as a philosophy, as a way of life, just by doing the kata. I've talked too long, I will stop there, but hopefully that is
pretty much that. If you consider Kendo as like Kendo, the way of the sword, so it automatically would, maybe, I hope so, make you very curious of what is along the way, on the road that you are traveling. And therefore, kata, like Alex explained, has everything in it. It has the history, it has the long tradition. And if you're really interested in Kendo, like all the aspects, I think that automatically makes you interested in using the bokuto and learning about the waza, how to handle the sword. With Bokuto, it's different than with Shinai because of the shape of the Bokuto. So you really have more like a delicate feeling of how to use the blade. So I consider kata in that aspect very, very important. And you can then, it's a kind of like a sauce that you can bring elements to your Shinai Kendo as well. And also, if you do it with Bokuto, but if you try to do it with the iron sword like Mogito, try to do it with the sharp one, it gives you extra tension. I can guarantee. And also, all kinds of, like, not Kendo kata, but for example, if you have a chance to do Tameshikiri, that also gives you more understanding of how to handle the sword. So try to have different aspects of Kendo. Kata is a very important aspect in your way of traveling on the Kendo path. Yeah, thank you.
Usually in Keiko I go always forward, but today I will do my second step backward to come back more than one step, to come back to 100 years ago, more than 100 years ago, when the Kendo no kata had been built. As you probably know, there was something like 20-25 high sensei from Kenjutsu, from many schools, around 12 different schools of Kenjutsu, have been put in the same room in Butokuden for years, because they give food and drink, of course. It's been a long time to build the kata in Butokuden from the Kenjutsu. Kenjutsu, as you know, of course, came from the period of the war, when they shouldn't be able to do the war again. They start to imaginate a way to teach the skill of the sword through the kata of Kenjutsu. And so the people who are experimented during the peace period to not lose the skill, invented the way to teach the skill through the kata of Kenjutsu. So this sensei put in the same room in order to build the Kendo no kata, almost as we know today. And the purpose was at this period, but I'm not an historian, maybe Alex will be better for this, but there are Kendo practicing with Boru, with Shinai, and the sensei's thought maybe that most of the young people forgot they have a sword in their hands. It was bamboo stick. So they wanted to maintain it, to create or to recreate the link between the bamboo sword and the sword, the real sword. So they invented the Kendo no kata. So in this case, that's why we are doing with Bokuto or Hariki and the sword. And the purpose is to try through the kata to recreate fights, but real fights. But most of the time when we see kata in execution, we can see people doing movements, but we cannot feel really the fights. And anecdotes like this, it was 1 or 2 months ago in my dojo, and I was teaching kata, and there is a kid for French team, you know, the junior team. He was in the European Championship, he was 17, something like this. And I say, okay, for the second kata, you can hit me kote. He said, yeah, okay, like kids can do when they learn kata. So I said, no, the real one, kote. Yeah, no, this one.